Well, let's get right to the phone lines because we already have someone that is waiting to speak with you.
Right.
We understand Chris from Warrior is joining us this evening. Chris, how are you this evening?
I'm fine.
Good, good. We are so glad that you've called in. How can we help?
Yes, I was married on September the 8th of 2017, and she walked out of the home on October 9th of 2017. I haven't seen her since. I need to know whether I need to file for divorce or should I file for abandonment of the marriage.
Wow, difficult situation. So sorry to hear that, Chris. April, your recommendation for Chris?
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, Chris. I think that filing for abandonment versus filing for divorce is really kind of the same thing. So it's probably in your best interest to just go ahead and file for divorce. And if you haven't seen her since then, you probably don't know where she is. That's okay. You can get a default judgment, you know, that you would file your divorce complaint. She would have 30 days to respond. And if she doesn't respond, you just apply for a default judgment to the court and they'll grant it at that point. Especially if you don't have any children together and there's no substantial property to divide, which with these circumstances, I'm guessing that's probably the case. So yeah, default judgment would be pretty simple.
So with regard to this caller and others that may have a spouse out there that may just be lost, okay, may have kids, may not have kids, do you have to get them served with the complaint?
You have to attempt, and if you can't, then we do service by publication.
Okay.
And so it runs for, I believe it's 4 consecutive weeks in a legal newspaper. So it's not the normal newspaper that we all read. It's in Jefferson County, it's the Alabama Messenger, and really only lawyers look at that. Shelby County, I think it does run in the Shelby County Reporter, but it's online. I know it does get printed in the Western Star out in Bessemer. So yes, you would run it by publication, and then after those 4 weeks, they're deemed properly served.
And she mentioned filing for abandonment. Talk very quickly, what is that?
So abandonment would be that would be a fault divorce. That would be a grounds for divorce. In Alabama, we do no fault divorce. So you don't really have to prove any kind of thing. In Alabama, you can get a divorce for irreconcilable differences or irretrievable breakdown of the marriage. That's no fault. The other fault categories are things like adultery, abandonment. There's one that if the person was incompetent at the time of the marriage. There's one for if you're unable to consummate the marriage. So there are different things that back in the day you had to prove why you needed a divorce. Now you don't really have to do that. It's just we don't get along anymore.
Okay, all right.